I used to wonder why I just looked dull, like something was just off. Even when I hit the gym, ate clean, did everything right, my face still looked dead. Then I quit this one habit, which I have done 30 times in one single day. And what happened next? I started looking so different that the people from high school did not even recognize me at all. You see, no one is really just born ugly, just born to fail. That would be kind of unfair from this world, wouldn't it be? So, we are all born a baby, we are all born at the same level. However, what we do next depends and will determine what our life will become. Now, what do I mean by this? Very simple. If you do the right habits, you will become someone great. If you do the bad habits, you will become someone bad. However, many people have gotten into their heads, like I myself back then, that your looks matter, that your genetics actually matter quite a lot within this world. And I'm not saying not, there is some part of that is actually true. However, as long as you have 2 arms, 2 legs, which some people don't even have that and still are more successful than myself, you will be good, and you just need to fix this one simple habit within this life. So to tell you my story as to what I'm talking about 3 years ago when I was 16, I got into this rut within my life. I've got to a point where I literally fapped 30 times within one single day. If you don't know what fapping is, it's the act when you self-pleasure yourself in the forms of masturbation. Now, why did I do such a thing? Well, back then I actually had a girlfriend, an online relationship, which I thought would be serious, which I thought would last for 2 years, you know. However, even though it lasted 2 years, one thing that I failed to understand was, why the hell have I never actually sent her a picture of myself? So, over the years, she slowly started to realize that I would do anything and everything for her, and she slowly started to be controlling towards me. To the point where sometimes she would say such things as, "Brother, if you do not masturbate, I'm gonna leave you and you will have to be single." And I was very afraid of being lonely. Now, not because I was afraid of losing someone within my life. I was afraid of losing the only person within my life. Because literally I was distant from my family. So that happens, I finally sent her a picture of myself, and she says that I'm hopeless, that I look ugly, and that I should never have gotten into a relationship with her. And so what happens next is I jerk off 30 times in one single day. And up until this point, I've been a very huge addict of this addiction. But nothing ever hit as hard as today. Now, why was today different? Why was today any different from any other day in which I have masturbated? It was different because I actually started getting some very serious, intrusive thoughts that led me to commit that suicide, which thankfully I avoided. And I didn't realize it back in the time, but I was very lonely. I was extremely lonely. And I'm just reflecting upon my life, and I ended up rationalizing that perhaps this world would be better off without me. But instead of doing anything rash and stupid, I decided to watch one video, which was a self-improvement video. I have no idea up to this day how it found me, because back then I was watching videos from Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie and those gaming nerds. However, now I just saw this one video, I started improving, and about 8 months later, my life has completely changed in 180. Now, here is my point. Why was I unable to make friends back then? Why was I hating myself back when I was 16? Why did I actually hate the way my life was going? Well, it wasn't certainly thanks to my looks. It wasn't because I changed so drastically. In fact, the face almost stayed exactly the same. The body definitely changed, sure. However, what really mattered was how I thought. And what influenced how I thought was my habits. I was doing habits that were way too harmful for myself. I was doing habits that were literally destroying me. Every single day I would do them. I would do activities such as first thing in the morning, instead of brushing my teeth, I would grab a cookie. I would eat a bunch of sugar, go jerk off real quick, then go play a bunch of video games, and before I know it, I'm just doing this in a repeat cycle until I fall asleep at about 4 a.m. in the morning, just to sleep until 12 p.m. the next day. And I was just continuing that habit. And then I'm just wondering, why does nobody want me? Why does no one want to be friends with me? Well, that's exactly why. I did not deserve to have friends. But now I actually started doing the right activities, going to the gym, meditation, doing so many things that I have never ever done within my life. And now, suddenly, about a year and a half later, I have developed this friendship group full of people that are gonna tell me when I suck, that are gonna tell me, bro, you fucked up, but also are gonna tell me when they are grateful for my contribution in the group. And this did not come easy. This did not come simply from just sitting at home, continuously jerking off, consequently within days in a row. It came from actually doing the work. Now, to tie this back to what I'm talking, here is the deal. Many people think that they are ugly. Perhaps you yourself think you're ugly. You may think that you're unattractive. You may think that you are never gonna become someone that girls will like. Well, here is the deal. I did not receive this body simply by sitting at home, praying to God, and suddenly the next day I woke up magically jacked. I did not receive this face by just sitting at home and doing absolutely nothing. I received what I have now once I quit that habit. But even after that, some time needed to pass, and slowly my self-image started to change. Now, why do I tie this back to self-image? Because there are other people out there who are way more attractive than you and me combined, who are 10 out of 10s men. However, they fucked up 4 out of 10, the 3 out of 10 women. And why? Simply because they believe that they are ugly and that is the only thing that deserve the 3s and the 4s. Meanwhile, they deserve the 10s, if not 11s from girls. So it really, at the end of the day, just comes down as to how you see yourself. And as long as you do these activities within your life which are ruining your mental health, such as pornography, such as masturbation, such as mindlessly going through TikTok, watching some girls twerking their asses off in front of you, you will never have the self-image of yourself thinking like a superior man, a man who is capable of achieving his goals. I know you have dreams and desires, who doesn't? But do you know what separates you from the people that can actually achieve it? You know what separates us from the people that cannot achieve it? What separates me and my people is the fact that we believe we can do it. We know that we can do it, and we've proven to ourselves that we can do immensely hard tasks within this life. I've ran a half marathon unprepared, all in one go. I've ran an entire marathon. I've ran 3 consecutive half marathons in a row. I've done crazy stuff within my life. Am I seriously about to sit here and tell you that I can't do shit? I've proved to myself that I can do it. But what are you proving to yourself? Do you prove to yourself that you can actually do it? Or are you just there disproving yourself, literally rejecting your own success, even though it's in front of you? So you need to build up that belief. You need to first of all believe that you can make it, believe that you can do it. And suddenly, you do not need the genes, as many people say. You do not need the black pill. You just need that belief. And suddenly you go on the street, you see a woman you like, you approach her anyway, even though some people say that you're a 3 out of 10 as a man, yet you still fuck her. Well, that's why. Because you have balls, you've developed courage, and that's what's attractive inside men. The ability to take control, the ability to go out there and do something with their lives. And I know I'm young, I know I'm telling you this as a 19-year-old. I do not have much credibility maybe in your eyes. However, if I am at the position of life where you would like to be, if I'm the jacked one and you're the fat or skinny one, I think we both know which advice is more valuable. And if you're above me, well then, still thank you for watching this video, but I cannot help you. You're already above me. I will admit that. Ego aside. So, once I quit pornography, once I finally stopped masturbating and fixed my self-image, everything started changing. And now, it is up to you whether you will do the same thing or whether you will just sit there, like most people will, even though you've watched this video, and still continue doing the same plain, boring life activities that are ruining, literally destroying your life. It is your choice. It is not my fault if you end up jerking off after this video. because I gave you the advice. And if you would like some more personal advice, if you would like some more help with this, maybe even one-on-one, you can even check out the link in the description to find out more. However, thank you for watching, my friend, and if you know someone that could use this video himself, please do send that to them, if it has actually helped you out. Appreciate you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.